Who dares when this?
The year 2025 confronted Pakistan with one of the most demanding security environments in its history. A volatile confrontation with India, renewed pressure along the western frontier, persistent terrorist violence, fragile border dynamics across multiple theaters. Each of these challenges unfolding simultaneously, each carrying the strategic risk of overreach or catastrophic miscalculation. At the center of this turbulence stood one man, Field Marshal Asim Munir, a commander whose leadership was defined by conviction, clarity, commitment, and consistency, and whose strategic performance in 2025 set him apart globally. From the outset, the Field Marshal articulated a clear and principled doctrine. Pakistan did not seek war, but it would never compromise on sovereignty. The national honor, protection of the civilian, and lawful self-defense became the recurring pillars of Pakistan's security narrative. This doctrine translated directly into calibrated operational behavior.
We shall respond decisively beyond proportions to even a minor provocation without any qualm.
That consistency reassured domestic audience and conveyed predictability to regional and international actors. And in an era of strategic ambiguity and impulsive escalations elsewhere, predictability is rare, and predictability itself became a force multiplier and a mark of superior strategic command. Across multiple theaters, in India, Afghanistan, Iran, the Field Marshal's posture remained consistent, and it can be defined in three words, which are deterrence, proportionality, and civilian protection. Throughout 2025, the Field Marshal pursued a deliberate dual-track approach. While the armed forces maintained full operational readiness, diplomatic engagement remained active. Military preparedness and political outreach moved in parallel, each reinforcing the other. This balance demonstrated a broader strategic mastery, defending the state decisively while shaping the diplomatic environment to deny adversaries strategic leverage. Few commanders globally in 2025 managed to synchronize force posture with diplomatic timing so precisely. The year 2025 marked one of the most consequential chapters in South Asian security history. A sudden escalation in Indian-occupied Kashmir brought Pakistan and India to the edge of a dangerous military confrontation, and this was formally designated by Pakistan as Marshal, the battle for justice. This was among the most intense standoffs between two nuclear-armed states in decades. The margin for error was narrow. The cost of misjudgment was catastrophic. This confrontation was described internationally as extremely high risk, yet tightly contained. Clear chains of command, controlled signaling, and synchronized military readiness prevented escalation from spiraling. In a year marked globally by wars that expanded uncontrollably due to fragmented command and political military disconnects, this level of escalation control stood out as exceptional. Yet, subsequent international assessments concluded that despite the danger, escalation remained narrowly contained, underscoring the role of disciplined leadership operating under centralized command. In 2025, no other military leader successfully navigated a nuclear overhang crisis of comparable intensity while avoiding horizontal or vertical escalation.
Pakistan military has emerged out of this 4 days of Operation Sindoor as a peer military competitor of the Indian military. उनकी जो military power की जो वो थी औकात थी वो बहुत बढ़ गई.
Between the 7th and 10th of May 2025, Pakistan executed a myriad defensive and retaliatory campaign under the framework of Marshal. Operation Bunyanun Marsus integrated land, air and naval power into a joint multi-domain response, coordinated, precise and tightly controlled. The operation demonstrated advanced jointness, real-time command integration and strategic restraint, qualities that many advanced militaries continue to struggle to operationalize. Following the Indian strikes that resulted in civilian casualties inside Pakistan, the response remained deliberate and restrained. Targets were selected, yes, to restore deterrence, not to widen the conflict. Publicly, the Field Marshal reaffirmed Pakistan's position. No desire for war, but absolute readiness to respond decisively and proportionately to aggression. Privately, operational readiness across all services was ensured. Diplomacy was supported, command authority was maintained, the public posture aligned precisely with battlefield conduct, an alignment that analysts repeatedly cite as rare in modern crisis leadership. Military briefings and later analyses highlighted strict adherence to international norms, real-time coordination across services, and centralized decision-making, hallmarks of the Field Marshal's command style and a benchmark for crisis-era military professionalism. While managing escalation on Eastern Front, Pakistan simultaneously confronted persistent cross-border terrorism from the West. The Field Marshal publicly warned that a significant portion of TTP militants continued to operate from Afghan soil. His message to Kabul was unambiguous: cooperation or confrontation. Unlike commanders whose focus on a single dominant theater, he maintained strategic pressure without overextension. Pakistan's approach combined targeted military action, enhanced border controls, and calibrated diplomatic pressure alongside mediated dialogue and regional engagement. When incidents flared, punitive measures were paired with demands of verifiable guarantees. Pressure was applied, but pathways for cooperation remained open. This balance of coercion and engagement reflected strategic maturity rather than tactical impulse. The Field Marshal emphasized a whole-of-state counter-terrorism framework, integrated intelligence to strike cycles, legal and financial disruption of militant networks, strategic communication to deny violent extremism any space to grow. This integration across kinetic, legal, financial and narrative domain placed Pakistan's counter-terrorism posture among the most comprehensive globally in 2025. At the same time, tensions with Iran required rapid de-escalation through direct engagement, meetings, calls, and public signaling. The Field Marshal underscored joint border security and counter-terrorism cooperation. These efforts restored working channels, stabilized the frontier, and prevented localized tension from escalating into wider confrontation, again demonstrating crisis management beyond the battlefield. High-level engagements, including a White House meeting in June 2025, reflected international acknowledgement of his role in preventing wider regional escalation following the May crisis. Field Marshal Syed Asim Munir had emerged as a key international security interlocutor. His efforts led to the signing of historic strategic mutual defense agreement between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia. In recognition of exceptional services, Government of Pakistan elevated him to the rank of Field Marshal and he was conferred with the award of Halal, recognizing his services and resolve to defend the motherland against all threats, foreign or domestic. Field Marshal Syed Asim Munir was also appointed as Pakistan's first ever Chief of Defence Forces, marking a historic milestone.
फील्ड मार्शल आसिम मुनीर पाकिस्तान के पहले चीफ ऑफ डिफेंस फोर्सेस बन गए हैं.
Field Marshal Asim Munir's leadership in 2025 defined Pakistan's military resilience under extreme pressure and distinguished him globally. Field Marshal not only defended national sovereignty and contained a major regional crisis, he set a contemporary benchmark for military strategy in the modern era. earning recognition as the most accomplished and consequential military strategist of the year 2025.
Pakistan's armed forces zindabad. Pakistan hamesha zindabad.